So I'm back here on the agent index screen. So we got to see a little bit of what Carolyn was doing in that case. But admissions advisors are just the start. As you can see, you can create a variety of different types of agents, and you can customize them to your school's workflow. And our vision is that you can hire an entire staff of experts. And as soon as you bring on an agent, what's great is it doesn't take as long to onboard them, right? Because you have all of your institution's knowledge, your system's connected to Element. So as soon as an agent is implemented, they're able to start doing real work. So another really great job for agents is promoting an event. So as an example here, we have a job for Thomas, who's an academic advisor, to promote registration for orientation. So when students get enrolled, we want to make sure that they know about orientation. We want to make sure they show up at the right date and the right time. And we want somebody, as opposed to just sending out campaigns, we want an agent to reach out because that agent can start a conversation with that person to make sure that they're all set. So if the person has questions, the agent can respond. That's not possible with campaigns. Your team would still have to be doing the responses. So that's one of the big advantages of using agents for this type of thing. So again, we can go into our people section, and we can see some people who Thomas has already been working on. We can find Brendan here. And you can see that there was a little notice as Brendan was getting integrated with the job, and then he popped into the list. And again, the agent is going to take a look at all of that data on Brendan's record and decide the best things to do. You can see it's already started thinking there. Now, one other thing I want to explain is that this job, Thomas as an agent is promoting an event. But the reason that Thomas is able to do that is because we have a very robust events suite within Element. So you can run all of your on-campus events through the system. And that's the actual system that Thomas uses as well. So here we have kind of a new concept that we're really excited to explain, which is approvals. So in the prior example, we had set up the job so that the agent was able to take action entirely independently without asking us first. But a lot of the time, you might want your agents to check in with you before they actually take action. So that is completely configurable in Element. If you want your agents to ask you every single time before they do anything, they will. If you want to give them specific rules or guidance about when they're allowed to do things on their own, they can. And what it looks like is you'll see this approval needed status. And then if you go into your My Approvals section as a user of Element, you'll see all of the different actions that your agents would like to take. And you can click on them to see full data. And when you look at the action, it'll give you a full preview of what the agent wants to do, the different channels that it's going to communicate on or other aspects of the action that it's going to take. And the agent even will tell you what it's thinking, why it decided to make take the specific action that it's taking. So in this case, let's say we like this email, but we just want it to be a little bit more fun. We can send that feedback to the agent. And you can see here the status of the pending action becomes feedback sent. So that means that the agent is actually processing this feedback and is going to send back a revised version of this communication that addresses the feedback that I'm providing. And it already came back, so let's take a look. There we go. So once we have this revised version, if we have more feedback, we can continue to talk to the agent about it. Otherwise, we can go ahead and approve it. But one quick thing I want to show you is that you can look at your approvals all in one place when you're looking at your agent setup, but we also have it configured so that in your Element sidebar, which contains some additional agents that I'm going to show you later, you now have an approvals list. And the approval list makes it so that as you're using Element to do whatever work you may be doing, you can quickly zip through anything that your Bolt agents are working on. So this is kind of like if you work in Teams or Slack, throughout the day, you get those little messages that let you know that your teammate is looking for information from you. The Element works in a similar way. You'll get that little notice, and then you can hop in and give the agent what you need. So in this case, let me approve this action, and Brendan will receive that email shortly. So yeah, while you wait for that email, Brendan, I can talk a little bit more through the settings and how you actually set up agent actions. So there's lots here, so we can't get into everything, but the basics that you need to know are when you're configuring agents to do work, you get the chance to give them instructions. And you can make those instructions as detailed as you want, but the agents will also be trained with general best practices about how to do certain things. So they'll be good on their own. But this is where you get to kind of teach your agents your specific workflow that you use to help your students. And then the other really important part of setting up agents is configuring their actions. You can configure an unlimited amount of different options for the agent to think about for the actions that they can take to meet the goals that you've defined for them. So in this case, the goal is for the student to sign up for the new student orientation, but the agent also has other options, and you can set up as many different options as you want so that the agent has a lot of sort of tools in their toolkit to be able to try to reach that eventual goal. And for each of these actions, you can actually provide specific custom instructions as well. So there's a lot of different ways that you can train your agents. But we also have a little bit more of a self-service, easy way to do this that we'll show you later.
Hi, I got some good news. I've got some emails. So it should be showing on the screen now if everyone can see my phone. But yeah, this comes directly in. Notice I have that one. Here's the one previously that it sent for the nursing program to start the application. And then this one above here is for the new student orientation. So both of those came through based off the job. It's super fun, like you gave the feedback for. So it's got the tacos and all the emojis in there, but it's got the direct call to action there that will allow me to go in and now register for that new student orientation. So that came directly in immediately. And so I think this is a big benefit of what these agents are able to do. There's no delay. It's looking at the behaviors and it's immediately able to take action when the student needs that action taken, right? And that's the big benefit of what these agents are going to be able to accomplish without always needing the intervention of someone else.